Oh, thank you for driving.
We need to stop at the local diner to get the cabin key from the landlord, a Mr. Carl Stuckey. He's waiting for us.
Yeah, I was anything that or Lincoln. You can see when the car turns, like sometimes it doesn't quite turn right. It's a little boxy.
Alan, thank you for coming here with me.
I love you too. Go on. I'll promise to behave. I'd forgotten there were still places like this. Towns where everybody knew everybody.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner.
Hi, I was wondering if you could help me. I'm looking for...
Mr. Wake. Alan Wake. Oh, God! I am your biggest fan. I know you say that all the time, but I really am.
I'm glad to hear that.
Rose.
Rose, I'm looking for Mr. Stuckey. Carl Stuckey?
Carl? Of course, Mr. Wake. He must have gone to visit the restroom. He'll be back in a moment.
Any second now.
I can't believe it. I've got all of your books.
Thanks.
I got
Which
the
one's your
cut from the
favorite?
bookstore when they took it out of the window.
I see that.
And to keep it here. Well, okay. Good for you.
Oh. You have to go this way.
Try the coffee. Just don't blame me when you fall in love, because it'll break your heart when you have to
Do
leave.
me a favor, Sonny. I could really use a tune right now. Coconut, number 6 in the jukebox. I'd do it myself, but both of my legs have gone to sleep. Bad circulation. Yeah.
Are you serious? Coconut again? You disgusting.
Too scared to go down the blinky light hallway? Oh no, that's just you doing that.
Young man, you can hurt yourself in the dark.
I think I can handle it, ma'am.
Nope, I think
didn't
you're truth telling
wanna
over there.
I wanted to find Stuckey, to get the key and get out as soon as possible. The waitress was giving me a headache. Overeager fans always did.
You can get hurt in the dark.
Oh, ladies' room. My bad.
Yeah, let him do that.
I've done that a few times.
Hello? Mr. Stuckey?
Carl couldn't make it. Unfortunately, he was taken ill.
Where the fuck
But I
did you
have
come
the key
from?
for you and instructions on how to get to the lake.
Okay.
Ooh.
I wish you a good stay in my cabin. I'll come by later to check how you've settled in.
Appreciate
And
that.
to meet your wife.
How'd you even know I had a wife?
Thanks.
Well, I mean, she's the one who told you where everything was.
Yeah, but how,
So-
no, how does this woman know? That's what I'm
She
asking.
said Mr. Stuckey has fallen ill.
It's a special place. Very inspiring.
You got lucky this time, young man. You can hurt yourself in the dark. This really ought to be fixed. And then I must remind Sarah to change the lights at the station. It's been too long already.
Even that sounds better than your singing.
Are you alright?
Splendid, splendid. Damn hernia. It swells up like a balloon if I lift anything heavier than a spoon. Yeah, splendid, splendid. It's been a long time, Tom. Good to see you.
Hey, you wouldn't happen to have a bottle on you, would you?
I wonder if that picture
I
up on the
wish.
table is like a younger version of those two guys.
There's an old, there's a, he does reviews online, and it's to see like when an asset gets reused, like a generic in-game asset.
Local musicians. We're waiting for Dr. Hartman to come pick them up. They wandered off from his clinic at the Cauldron Lake Lodge.
But the other thing is, like, if we walked around and like looked at some of those, it would be like how many of them actually repeat. So you've got like town, two people,
I'll be
logs,
back to work as soon as Dr.
cowboy.
Hartman gets here, Rose. Oh, but I'm not looking forward to the poison we have at the park cafe.
So far they're all different.
Now this is what coffee should taste like.
Oh, they're all different.
Oh, Rusty, that's so sweet. I'll swing by with the fresh cup later on.
Alright.
Bye, Mr. Wake.
Bye.
Mission accomplished. The key and the directions.
My hero. I got some flashlights, just in case.
Hey, wait! Mrs. Wake! Your keys!
That diner was a real nut house.
Yeah.
This would make
Huh.
a wonderful setting for a book.
We're
Because
supposed
she
to go on
handed you a
vacation.
skeleton key.
I'll figure it out when we get back.
I noted that.
Okay.
Okay, we can talk about this later.
Bad Main here on PBFF.
I didn't want to talk about it. I wanted to bury my head in sand.
Here's another one of my favorites to go with it.
Once upon a time, I was a successful writer, but that was a long time ago. I hadn't been able to write a word in 2 years. Not since my last book.
2 years isn't that long of a time, dude.
And now the weather. It's gonna be a clear night, so you folks in the big city might want to look up every once in a while. See those stars winking down at you? It gets pretty dark out here, but they'll light your way.
You're right, 2 years isn't that long, but he's like a Dan Brown or what Castle was supposed to be, where it's like Stephen King would take a couple years, but then you'd have like even someone along the lines of Tom Clancy
It's something, all right.
before his books got like
Don't worry.
super serialized, where he had
Inside,
other
safe and
writers.
sound before it gets dark. And I've got the flashlight.
I know. I'm okay.
Alice had a phobia. The fear of darkness. I wanted to make sure we were inside with the lights on before sunset.
Why would you go to somewhere so fucking remote if you were worried about darkness?
Probably for like bird-like cabin for inspiration. But that's they're when the pandemic started. And this is just going to be from like in our industry side for people who create content. Did massive lock-ins.
The island had once been the site for a love story. Maybe it would be that again.
Ooh, okay. Ooh, okay. We've got collision.
The
Generators.
old generator had been connected to the power cable.
Alright.
I was afraid when I'd go inside, I'd be locked in.
No, that's
So I
fair.
was.
Alice had told me about Cauldron Lake Lodge. The old building used to be a hotel, but these days it was no longer open to the public.
Okay, I'll look around a bit.
Sure thing. Have fun.
They would do lock-ins where it would be like the people of that channel would go to a hotel or like get an Airbnb, and they would just be in there for like 2 weeks to get content and stuff like that.
Sleep here and forget about my work.
And he was just looking for, the
I
quiet.
thought we could be happy here.
You do things like that to me.
I do. I wave goodbye to you in the window before you go to work most mornings.
You do. You've also made me nice cups of coffee. I was talking earlier about how like when you get up with me and you'll be like, oh well, I'm doing something, you'll pack my lunch.
Like you.
How there'll be like an Olipop in there, a little something extra. Whereas when I pack it, it's like, here's what I need, I'm leaving. But yeah, so that's why you come here. Now I'm wondering if this will follow, because if you enjoy this, maybe they're remaking Silent Hill 2, but I would look to see if we couldn't play the original Silent Hill, or Silent Hill 2, and enjoy that before
I don't
like
think there's anything else to look at.
to jump in. Oh, there's on the other side. I saw a flashy thingy.
So you're just trying to figure out how to get to the front.
Yeah, I was trying to see if there was like a way to get it. Like you see it sitting right there.
Yeah, no, you're going to go inside the house.
Yeah. Hang on my coats.
Can you like close the doors for malfeasance? Oof. Things
Alice?
have no weight here,
Honey?
no mass.
They do not.
Alan, I'm upstairs. I have a surprise for you.
She's naked.
Maybe. Nothing wrong with that. Actually, hang on. I'm going back real quick. Where are you?
guests have already started to arrive. Just ran into one of the very famous artists, no less. We'll see if we can
We're going to
rope
an
into
interview
an
later
interview
on.
Now let's go to the phones. Caller, you're on KBFFM.
Hi, Pat. It's Rose.
Well, hello, Rose.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I know who that famous artist was. It was Alan Wake, wasn't it? He's my favorite writer.
Well, Rose, I
just saw him at the diner. Oh, I am so excited he's here.
I'm sure he's glad to be here, too. Well, folks, I guess the secret's out. This is Pat Maine on KBFFM. Now,
Great. So much for keeping a low profile.
Maybe if you pulled up the hood and took off the tweed jacket.
Well, hello there.
I'm not the surprise. It's in the study. Go take a look.
Okay.
Fine. I still think you're a surprise.
Yeah, I thought you were supposed to be the surprise, but
Totally thought she was the surprise.
it is what it is. And the thing is, you can be sexy in overalls and or like long shirt and underwear. 10 out of 10, sexiest thing. Uh-oh.
Surprise!
Nice typewriter.
What is this?
I guess I have a small confession to make. I thought maybe you could write here that a change of scenery would get you
Damn
past...
it, Alice, everyone
Hey, just hear
You
me
need to
out.
calm the fuck
There's a local
down.
doctor, Dr. Hartman. I read a book of his. He has a private clinic here. He specializes in helping artists.
So now you want to get me committed?
No,
What's
it's
wrong
not
with you?
like that. That's not...
Did you see that?
Alan? Alan?
You saw that, right?
Just don't. I don't want to hear
It was a
God
face.
damn it, Alice. God damn it. I knew she wouldn't follow me in the dark. I needed some time alone to think things through.
Being a fucking tool.
So, there's another game that we were looking at called Control.
Alice? Alice? Alice! The cabin had gone dark. All the lights were out. Alice, I'm coming!
Can you dodge birds?
Yes, I can.
What the hell?
Sounds further away.
Alice?
That is an intense scream that's cut short.
It is.
Oh no!
What? Oh dear.
Keep going, Alan. Wake up.
Alice?
Car accident? The car is underwater? No, those are trees.
Waking up in the crashed car felt like I had woken from one nightmare and entered another. I couldn't remember how I got there. All I knew was that something terrible had happened to Alice. The phone was dead. I'd have to find help on foot.
This is fantastically disorienting.
Uh-huh.
Among Alice's things was a book, The Creator's Dilemma, by a Dr. Emil Hartman. Seeing the book brought back my fight with Alice. I didn't like it, and I didn't like the guy's smug face on
Yeah,
the
maybe
cover
you should have been
either.
a dick to your wife.
Maybe. But there's a game called Control that I was telling you about. It had a really awesome female protagonist who was, adequately reasonably proportioned, like she could be a real person.
Gas station was my best bet.
So I want you to remember that typewriter
It looked like
because
a
we'll
long
probably
hike
go to
through
that in the
forest to
future.
get there.
And if you don't, I'll remind you. Okay, nothing around here.
Shit, dude.
Yep, that's how we feel with that, Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
This is also like one of the first AAA games that we've really gotten into this year. We've done a lot of indie games, so
We have.
I'm excited though to have a game that's going to be bigger.
Run towards that lake.
Yeah, we are. Just like.
Hello? Someone there?
Let's grab that.
The loose sheets of paper were pages from a manuscript entitled Departure. That was the name I planned to use for the next novel I had never gotten started. I was named the author. I hadn't written it. I couldn't remember writing it. In the scene on the page, the hero was attacked by an axe murderer in the woods at night.
Alright, well, now we know that.
Departure by Alan Wake. The man turned to face me. His face was covered in shadows. It was hard to make him out in the darkness of the forest that surrounded us, but the axe he lifted was plain to see. It glistened with the blood of his victim. He grinned madly. The shadows were alive, distorting his features. It was a scene from a nightmare, but I was awake.
Okay. So we can find manuscript pages, which I'm assuming will tell us more points to the story as well. And I'm actually really glad that they're narrated in his voice. I think it does a lot for...
A lot more for the story.
Yeah. Sometimes, like, reading it in your own voice, you don't... Like, it's a spooky inflection.
Anybody there? Please, I've been in an accident.
What?
So I went around that log.
I wonder if you should have seen a person or something.
I think I should have too.
Yeah. Oh, there are people. No. Are those people?
Those are trees.
Those are trees. Never mind.
No,
I'm trained to be alert to silhouettes.
everything is just done unsettling enough. It's very muted.
Yeah, but are those people on the ridgeline? Could be, maybe. Checkpoint.
Yeah, those could be turned down just a little bit.
The lights up ahead were a good sign. Maybe I wouldn't have to hike all the way down to the gas station to find a phone.
I also don't have any of the stuff I had previously.
What are those things?
Objects.
Okay.
Yeah.
Objects. Got it.
Yeah, just like you said earlier, there's no like collision or consequence. The physics for this game are a little bit loose. I think it's still the Unreal Engine that made it.
Anybody there? Please, I've been in an accident.
Yard.
I mean, yeah.
Perfect for an ex-murderer.
I know, right?
Hey, you! There's been an accident. I need help.
Listen.
Fail to arrive, you lose your deposit.
Cabins for rent in
Oh, hell.
Carl Stucky. Pleased to meet you. Non-refundable reservation deposit required. Fair and square.
Totally. Wait, don't run from him. Go back. Body.
Yeah.
Okay.
Missing an arm.
Perfect. Page.
The Taken stood before me. It was impossible to focus on it, as if it stood in a blind spot caused by a brain tumor and eye disease. It was bleeding shadows like ink underwater, like a cloud of blood from a shark bite. I was terrified. I squeezed the flashlight like my life depended on it, willing it to stop coming any closer. Suddenly something gave, and the light seemed to shine brighter.
dude.
It is, yeah. Sure, let's go.
Shoot the light.
I had to figure a way out of this. Any second now, and Stucky would be knocking on the door with his axe like Nicholson in The Shining.
Well,
Look what's
flashlight
back.
and a gun.